Hello everybody, this is Dylan Stevens from Stevens Health and Wellness. In today's video, I wanted to discuss how to address plateaus in fat loss. There are many different factors that go into this, so in today's video, I wanted to dive a little bit deeper on why you might have stopped losing fat. So the first important consideration if your weight loss is plateaued is that the more weight you lose, the less calories you're required to eat in order to continue to lose weight. So say you were 250 pounds 3 months ago, and at rest, if you were to just lay in bed all day for 24 hours straight, you would only burn 2,000 calories. If you lost 50 pounds, that BMR, basal metabolic rate, how many calories you burn if you were to just lay in bed all day and do nothing, will go down 100, 200 calories. So this is something very important to consider. If you're continuously losing weight, you're continuously going to be burning less calories. And this is true for cardio as well. If you like to walk or you like to run, if you lose 10 pounds, you're going to be burning less calories per step because you weigh less. It's easier. Every single step is easier. So you need to consider that as well. That brings me to my next point, which is cardio. So if you were doing 20 to 30 minutes of cardio a day, burning around 150, 200 calories, if you lost weight, you're going to be burning less calories per 20 to 30 minutes. So you have to either increase your cardio time or increase the intensity. Time is probably the better thing to do because if you increase the intensity, you're just going to get sore. It's going to be harder to do every day. It's going to leak into your training, your strength training in the gym. So it's important to either increase your cardio or increase the intensity of the cardio, but it's probably best to increase the length of the cardio. Another thing to consider is your progress in the weight room and how much muscle you've been putting on. 1 pound of muscle will burn 6 calories a day. 1 pound of fat will burn 2 calories a day. So if you're not increasing intensity in the weight room and you're not constantly increasing the difficulty of the workouts, your muscle growth is going to plateau as well. And muscle is extremely important to put on if you want to burn more calories per day just at rest. So if your weight training has plateaued and you're not putting on as much muscle, you have to increase the intensity. You have to keep putting on muscle. Each workout has to get harder and harder every single time. The more muscle you put on, the more calories you will burn per day. And this is definitely possible that you stopped putting on muscle and you're not burning as many calories just through the maintenance of muscle. You're not going to burn many calories through actual lifting weights. I discussed this in a previous video, but you need to keep increasing difficulty in the weight room. So that covers the calories outside of the equation, how many calories you're burning per day. Next, we must discuss the calories inside of the equation, how many calories you're eating a day. And this is honestly by far way more important than how many calories you're burning per day. It's way harder to burn 1,000 calories on a treadmill than it is to eat 1,000 calories. I could eat 1,000 calories in 10 minutes. It takes an hour, hour and a half to burn 1,000 calories of pretty intense cardio. So diet really is the most important part of weight loss. You don't even really need to work out or do cardio to lose weight. As long as you're in a caloric deficit, you're eating less than you're burning, you're gonna lose weight. The cardio, the weight training, that just makes it easier. Obviously, it's healthier to put on muscle and it's healthier to do cardio, but you technically don't even have to do any type of working out in order to lose weight. So this comes down to two main parts: what you're eating and how much you're eating. How much you're eating is more important. At the end of the day, how many calories you eat versus how many calories you burn is going to determine if you're going to lose weight or not. If you're not tracking your calories, you must track your calories. Absolutely everything that enters your mouth must be tracked. This will give you your calories, how many calories you're eating a day. Take a week of just recording your calories and see where you're at, what the average is. I would recommend, if your weight loss has plateaued, dropping your calories eaten per day by 300 to 500 calories, especially if you're starting to gain weight again. If your weight loss has just plateaued and you're staying at the same weight, 200 to 300 calories is probably a good start to drop your intake. But the other thing to consider is what you're eating. Foods that are high in fat, calorically dense foods, stuff like peanut butter, bacon, sausage, that's packed with calories and it doesn't really fill you up that much. You can eat 5 strips of bacon, not be full whatsoever, and that's like an hour, a half hour, hour worth of cardio. So foods that are high in fat, highly calorically dense foods are something to avoid, and that's very possible that you're eating too much calorically dense food. So on MyFitnessPal or some other calorie tracking app, I want you to look at every single food that you've eaten over the course of the week and look at what has the highest amount of calories and what has the highest amount of fat. Look through that take note of that. Look at the foods that are like over 300 calories for one serving and take note of that and try to avoid that, or at least eat less of it. It's very good to increase your protein, increase your fiber intake, increase your water intake. This is all going to fill you up, and it's healthy at the end of the day. Fiber is good for you, good for your digestion. Protein is good for putting on muscle. It also fills you up. Water is also very important just for maintenance and just digestion, your brain, everything. And it also fills you up as well. Water will fill you up. So keep track of what you eat for a week and keep track of how many calories you're eating per day. This is extremely important. This is more important than cardio. And if you don't know how many calories you're eating per day, you must start tracking so you understand how many calories you're eating per day. Also look at what you're eating. Look at the highly calorically dense foods that are high in fat, and foods that won't fill you up, foods like peanut butter and bacon and sausage, meats that are high in fat, and really dive deeper into what you're eating. Lower your caloric intake day to day, 200 to 300 calories if your weight loss has plateaued, 300 to 500 calories if you're starting to gain weight again. And if you do all of these things, you're bound to start losing weight again. There's absolutely no way that you're going to stop losing weight if you're in a caloric deficit. You're either not burning enough calories or you're not eating low enough calories. You got to decrease your calories, increase your cardio, make sure you're putting on muscle. If you do all of these things, your weight loss will continue.